Irma is engulfing the entire Florida peninsula now, including Fort Lauderdale, which has been under curfew since 4 p.m. this afternoon Eastern. Fort Lauderdale Mayor Jack Seiler joins us by phone. Mayor Seiler, you are with us.
Yes, I am.
Tell me if you can, because I think when this thing shifted, a lot of people thought, oh, well, you know, maybe certain parts of Miami on that, in Fort Lauderdale on the right side of the state, on the east side of the state might not get hit. They're wrong.
No, they're definitely wrong. Listen, there's a storm of this size. There is no right side. It is just bigger than the state. It is, it's broader than the state. And we've been looking at this for days and realized that no matter what happened over Cuba, no matter what happened over these other islands, this storm has just incredible intensity, and it's immense. And so, there is not a good side or a right side to this storm. And here in Fort Lauderdale, we've had, I should say in greater Fort Lauderdale, we've had tens of thousands with power outage. We've had 2 tornadoes confirmed touchdown. My firefighters responded to one of them a little while ago. Thankfully, no injuries and damage, but a tornado touchdown just a few miles from where I am now.
Wow. Well, that is the first report of that, the confirmation that a tornado has touched down. So your own people have had to respond to this. We don't often remember that right away, that as the storm comes in, it will spawn these tornadoes and those winds, and that situation can be just as deadly.
Yeah, no, certainly. And we're not sending the crews out unless absolute dire emergencies. But right now, as you can tell, I stepped outside. I was over on the beach, making sure the curfew was in full force and effect, and thankfully everybody has been following the curfew, and the only people on the beach were public safety professionals, emergency operations people, and a few media crews. So I was pleased to see that, but people don't understand that because of just the immense size of this storm, it's going to be with us for 24 hours, and trees are going to come down, and hopefully we won't see the big surge that we talked about earlier, but, listen, this is a storm of epic proportions.
Yeah, well, we are seeing some of the surge in Miami area, which has been frightening. We've got some pictures now up on the screen from earlier today, and then we just had our reporter Brian Yanis, who was in the thick of it as it was coming up off of Key Biscayne, some frightening stuff.
Yep.
There is an element to this, though, that people may not realize. A lot of people from Fort Lauderdale thought, you know what? We've got friends and relatives on the other side of the state. Let's go to Naples. And what we're finding...
No, you're 100% right. 100% right. I talked to so many people that told me, we evacuated the barrier island. We asked people to move to higher and drier ground. We told people don't necessarily go to the shelters, go to your friends and family. And I had several dozen people told me, well, they're going across the state, Naples, Fort Myers, Tampa, and all of a sudden here you are. And they're having to say, well, I think we're coming back. And I'm saying, you know what? Don't come back here. You just hunker down now. Let's ride this thing out for the next 24 hours.
Okay, that's really important what you just said, Mayor Seiler, because I was wondering, what the heck? If these people are going to try to come back, they absolutely can at this point. They've got to stay where they are, correct?
Yeah, correct. We don't want vehicles on the roads. We don't want, cars crisscrossing the state. This storm, you all covered it, but for 3-4 days, we knew it was coming. We knew how big and how broad it was. Mm-hmm. And we're telling people now, please stay off the roads. The only cars that should be on the roads are going to be public safety professionals, our first responders, and, a few of us that are working in emergency operations. But it's not safe to be on the roads. Some power lines have already come down here in Fort Lauderdale. And we're not even getting the brunt of it. And
right.
We've seen power lines go down. Like I said, we've seen 2 tornadoes. The brunt of this storm is going to be over the next 24 hours, and we'll see less of it in Fort Lauderdale. And what I'm seeing, is bad enough. So yeah, people need to stay where they are and stay off the roads.
All right, on the left side of the screen, Mayor, with you talking to us from Fort Lauderdale, your neighbors in Miami, that storm surge is coming in. That Key Biscayne area, we're watching it on one end of the street, and then in this picture of Miami, you can really see the winds whipping debris around. So, sir, as you're talking, Mayor Seiler, it's a good reminder. People outside can get hit by a whole lot of stuff that's flying around. Stay safe, sir, and thank you very much.
Thank you, and have a great night.